good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, come on, music! Jonathan Majors has a lot to be proud of. As a 34-year-old black man, he's accomplished a lot more than most black men will ever do in their life. With an undergraduate education from the University of North Carolina School of the Arts and with a Master's of Fine Arts from Yale University, he's went to 2 prestigious schools already. And if he stopped there, he would have achieved more than most American citizens regardless of race. But he didn't stop there. He's done so many major films in his short career. He's been in Ant-Man, he's been in Creed, he's been doing a lot of different things. HBO series, all kind of stuff, right? The Last Black Man in San Francisco. The man is on the rise. But there's a deep, dark secret about Jonathan Majors. He has a temper. Rewind! This was displayed when he was dealing with Grace Jabari. Now, Jonathan Majors at one point was on top of the world. He would have never considered dealing with Megan Good, and that's important to understand. He had no real use for Megan Good because Megan Good, in my honest opinion, wasn't really on his level. Jonathan Majors hit the mainstream, while Megan Good is kind of stuck in the black sector of Hollywood. Nothing wrong with that, but Jonathan Majors was just too big for someone like her in his own opinion. Not to say that I wouldn't deal with her, because I would, but Jonathan Majors had no real use for her. He had use for what he thought he should be dealing with, which is a woman who was white and a woman who was more his type. When he was doing very well, he talked to his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari like this.
I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is going to be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No, you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not, I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this, my temper, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? And I'm not saying I'm a great man, I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan. And the plan is everything. If it was just you in the house drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I would have felt bold enough like, oh, babe, let's just go to bed. Which I said, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, 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 blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on. You know what I mean? Fine, I can take that. Fine.
Yes, and it's important to hear that language because that language is very important. What is that language? Well, he's pretty much telling her that, listen, I'm Jonathan Majors, and what you need to focus on being is my sidekick, Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. That means that I am the star of the show, and you need to know that because I'm Jonathan Majors, and you're in my world. That's just the reality of it all. And hey, it seemed that way. One of his best friends was Michael B. Jordan, who was also at the top of his game and still is. But Jonathan Majors fell from grace. And Jonathan Majors hit a rough road in his life. Once that video came out, even though it didn't really show much, and that conviction came out against him, nobody wanted to deal with Jonathan Majors. Michael B. Jordan left him alone. All of the friends left him alone. And a lot of the students from Yale University said that he is abusive and he's a piece of you-know-what. And boy, Jonathan Majors' career was over. Agents didn't want to deal with him. Nobody wanted to deal with him. But there was somebody who wanted to deal with him, Megan Good. Now, rewind! Let's get back into Megan Good because she also failed in a certain part of her life. Megan Good really needed a rebrand after Devon Franklin dumped her. That looked bad to a lot of people because Devon Franklin wasn't really known and he was a pastor, and she got divorced by a pastor. It didn't look good. And there was nobody out there wanting to really deal with Megan Good that was prominent until Jonathan Majors became available. Now, for Jonathan Majors, this was a good situation. The reality is that white Hollywood turned their back on Jonathan Majors. And there's only one person that can humanize him again, Megan Good. And Megan Good, we could always see them walking in the court together, him holding his Bible. Megan Good putting her love into Jonathan Majors made him become accepted into Black Hollywood again. And I'm gonna tell you why. Well, number one, he had a white girlfriend and a lot of the black chicks didn't like that. But it's like, hey, Megan Good is investing into this man, rebuilding him back, picking the black man up, being a supportive sister. Megan Good allowed Jonathan Majors to enter into her world, which was a safe space for him at that point. Remember, Jonathan Majors was way bigger than Megan Good at this point. And the fact that Megan Good was opening her doors in her life to a man that desperately needed a rebrand was excellent. Now, Megan Good also needed a rebrand for herself also, and dealing with Jonathan Majors was also beneficial, and it has been, but there's a problem. The problem is that Jonathan Majors is not dealing with the Coretta Scott King. You see, Megan Good in Black Hollywood is a big deal. And right now, she's a bigger deal than he is. And that's the point. Fast forward! Let's go to Michael Ealy. Now, Michael Ealy is a very popular actor in Black Hollywood. Many black women consider him to be a heartthrob, and him and Megan Good have been friends for a long time, a very long time. So much so that this happened.
What's up, baby? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Everything good? How you doing, Mike? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Y'all want to do this? Yeah, real quick. This is fire. Love this. Love this. Dion will love this. Absolutely. I'm on.
Now, if you go back to 9 seconds of this clip, look at Megan Good. She's looking at Jonathan Majors, like trying to gauge how he feels about the situation. And Jonathan Majors looks away. He is not happy about this at all. And why is he not happy about this? Because Jonathan Majors is in a situation where he can't really express himself. To him, a man who is an alpha, a man who runs everything, he's now just looked at his girlfriend hug another man and get picked up by a man in a very romantic way. A man, I'm pretty sure he feels like he would beat the hell out of Michael Ealy if they had a one-on-one fight. But the reality is he's defenseless in this situation because of the situation that he put himself in. And this is something that every man needs to understand. Whenever you make emotional decisions and you need a woman to help you get back to your feet, you're not living by your own rules. You're living by her rules. I'm gonna say it again. You're not living by your rules. You're living by her rules. And this is Jonathan Majors' punishment. You see, Megan Good's world is more important than his right now. He has to go along to get along. He doesn't call any shots. And that's one of the reasons why I believe that Jonathan Majors wouldn't ever deal with Megan Good in the first place if he ever had his say, because he wouldn't need to deal with a woman like that. Jonathan Majors wants his woman to be his sidekick. But nope, Megan Good is not his sidekick. He is Megan Good's sidekick. And we saw that when she took a nice picture with Corey Hardrick and Jonathan Majors wasn't in the picture. He was pretty much, I think, maybe holding her purse and stuff like that. And that's not what Jonathan Majors is used to. He's not used to being a guy that's not the center of attention. But this is what he has to do to get back on. Now, before you make a bad decision that ruins your situation or ruin your life, understand that you're going to make a terrible decision. You're going to make a bad decision that will ruin everything that you have done to build yourself or to do something positive for yourself. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Don't be an idiot. Don't mess up your life because you can't control yourself. Because if you ever have to be in a woman's world, you will have to deal with situations like this. Unfortunately, now I don't make the rules on these things, and I'm not the one to tell you what to do, but this can be your reality, guys, and it is not nice, nor is it pleasant. And I'm telling you right now, the last woman that I ever lived with was my mom, okay? Like in somebody's house. My mom used to always tell me, son, if you want to live here, Just like my dad used to tell me, you're gonna work, go to school, and go to church. You can't have any women over here at my house. And if you do, she gotta be your wife. Now, if you wanna do it at your own house, then get your own house. But here, you gotta abide by my rules. And guess what? I ain't been living with my mom ever since, all right? I go by my own rules, but I gotta make sure that I make the right decision so I don't end up back at my mama's house or back underneath the control of some woman. So if you wanna have your own peace and you rule your own world, you better act like it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do, turn the bell. We're out.